Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you guys. Hello, beautiful people, and we have our beautiful Renuka Ochani from Chilling Spirit World. Her information is going to be on the screen, but always in the description box below. And we're going to have a Professor Erik time, aren't we, Renuka? Hi, Erik, I
Yes.
love you.
He's saying, "Hi, mom. We are ready." And he's written Black Magic, continuation of our last lecture. And he's saying,
Oh.
of course, we are going to talk about white magic also. And he's sort of already written the topics he wants to discuss today. But before that, he's saying, Mom, now that we are discussing all of this, I really need to record something, to post something which is based on cleansing and shielding. All ranges of techniques and practices, which
Okay.
will, which will help people feel secure and feel protected. He's saying, Mom, we discussed in our last lecture, everybody needs different levels of protection, different kinds of protection. So
Yeah.
I would like to record something which will cover different sorts of protection practices, shielding practices, anything. We'll put in cleansing practices also. This will help not only those who are actively connecting with spirit, communicating with spirit, but also those who are very sensitive in their aura, their
Yeah.
energy,
Like
their,
empath, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
empath, and also those who do have psychic abilities but they still don't know, and also those who have energies which are very volatile. Singam, there are so many amongst us, especially after COVID. Our systems have been so much manipulated in so many ways. The energies, the collective energies are of course affected,
Yeah.
but there are those whose energies are so volatile. One moment you are feeling energetic and you're feeling good and positive, and another moment you are like just low, fatigued,
Yeah.
negative time.
Yeah, I
Seeing
see a
on
lot
that,
of that. Yeah.
yeah, it's happening a lot. At least I have a lot of people sitting for sessions and asking the reason for that. It's just that our internal systems are so much in chaos. Our personal energy imprint is so unstable, is so irregular, and then on top of it, the kind of lifestyles we lead. Singom, it's not only about communicating with spirit. It's taking care of our energy. It's getting in touch with our energy. It's making sure that our energy is stable, it's clean, so that we are able to live to our maximum potential in our bodies.
Yeah, I mean, we brush our teeth, we shower, etc. I guess we should have energy hygiene as well. So
Yeah.
when people have a, a open, really open crown chakra or third eye, are they vulnerable to psychic attacks, etc.? More? Okay.
He said, Mom, the chakras are the main energy centers, the main energy gateways to our very being.
Yeah.
So you see, I've explained this before. Chakras are more like this is the soul and this is the body, and they are like the screws which are, keeping the soul and the body together. So they are the main energy gateways. They are the main energy centers which are keeping both the soul and the body together. So anything happening to the chakra, any manipulation in the chakras, if they are open, if they are not balanced, if they are not aligned with each other, if they are not grounded with Mother Earth's energies, all of it is going to have a huge impact on the physical health, on the mental health, and on the energy levels.
Makes sense.
Similarly, if the chakras are open, they are not shielded, they will take in the negativity first, because mostly we are surrounded by negativity. And understand, Mom, these are energy centers. Okay, they are brimming with energies. So
Yeah.
anything energetic which is solid and strong and heavy, they will suck in that first, and obviously get impacted and influenced by that. Anything from one chakra getting influenced and impacted will affect the other chakras also, because, Mom, the way these energy centers work, they sort of reflect and they sort of pour onto the other chakra close to them. And that's what we call alignment. They are all, it's like an entire system which is working together in tandem. And one energy from one chakra flows down to another chakra, then to the next chakra, and that's how they are connected and aligned. So if one of your chakra is open and sort of sucks in any negativity, it has to reflect and outpour to the other chakras.
What does it have
So
anything to do with, for example, the Kundalini also? Can you talk about the Kundalini or
yes, he's
is that
saying
for
yes,
another
why
time?
not? He's saying, Mom, that's the opposite movement that we are talking about. The Kundalini or the Shakti or the energy, it's more like a coiled energy which is sitting at the base of the spine. So he's like,
Oh,
he's sort of drawing the spine, and the end of the spine, it's like a stick, and the end of the stick, it's like there's a pool of energy, and that energy is all the time brimming, and it has a lot of power. He's saying, now, Mom, what needs to raise this energy through this line, through this stick which we call our spine, and make it reach to your crown chakra, is what we call the Kundalini rising.
right.
And there are various practices and techniques available to sort of help this energy rise. Those who meditate on a daily basis, the energy is strong, it's moving, and it's like it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. Those who are indulging and involved in higher spiritual practices, very disciplined and very regular, and that's their main focus, that's when the energy starts rising from the beyond the solar plexus and the sacral, and it starts rising. The
Okay.
minute it rises beyond the solar plexus or the sacral, that's where we say, okay, the awakening is
Oh,
happening.
yeah. Kundalini awakening. Gotcha.
Yeah, and when it reaches the third eye, it sorts of opens up your third eye. And saying, Mom, when we say the third eye has opened up, it's so much of a symbolic saying that it has opened up. It only means that it has gotten activated more than it was activated from your birth.
Right.
And that activation is more of awakening, where you realize you're not this body, you are a soul, because you feel and experience so much of your own energy and so much of your own truth, so much of your own reality. So that's the kind of awakening which we call it when we say, oh, the third eye has opened.
Okay.
And once it reaches the crown chakra, that's when your soul is completely alive and awakened within your body, where you are very sure, oh, this body is just a clock that I'm wearing, and I'm the soul, and nothing can take away that realization. Saying, Mom, that's the highest form of spiritual enlightenment that you can achieve while you're in the body.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a long process. It's a long, tedious process, he says. So, anyways, we'll come back to black magic, so that there is continuation from our last video. He's saying, Mom, we discussed about black magic. I just want to clarify a few concepts where there is no confusion about what I actually mean, what black magic is. You think we have always discussed about possession. So
Yeah.
there is full possession, there is semi possession, and he's writing partial possession. Then he's writing one more, subtle possession. So he's saying, Mom, there are various forms of possessions. Full possession, the soul inside, the original soul inside the body is, put to sleep, and another soul takes over completely. That's full possession, where the original soul has no say, has no has no reality that it's experiencing. It just goes to sleep in that same body, or many times it is thrown out of the body, although the link is still with the body, the link is
Yeah.
still preserved with the body. That also
Okay.
happens. And he's saying partial possession is where they either take over your senses or your mind or your aura, depends. There are different layers in the partial possession, and that much control that entity will have over you.
Yeah.
And then there are like subtle possessions, which we discussed last time, that you don't even know that there is possession, that there is an entity in your aura who is actually controlling your thoughts, who is actually controlling your emotions,
Mm.
your mind. You say, Mom, that's too subtle and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And but he's saying all of this is where, of course, the protection matters everywhere. So if you're not protected and shielded, and if you happen to go to a place which is heavily haunted, where the energies are too strong and powerful, and they seem to take control of you, so nobody is intending to do that. It's just that you are in a negative zone, and your aura is not protected, not
Yeah.
shielded, and that's when it happens. So I think possession is different than black magic, in the sense, in black magic these entities are controlled by somebody else, and they are very intentionally, mindfully sent your way to create havoc in your system.
So
So
this
you
is
think,
like curses, spells,
yeah,
voodoo, things of that nature,
yeah.
right?
You think it works in the similar way. It is, black magic is possession, but it's just that somebody is intentionally doing it to you.
Okay.
But the effects are same. So there will be some confusion whether this is possession. But mostly black magic, what people do is they keep it subtle so that the person does not come to know.
Mhm.
Because it's being done out of vengefulness and negativity and jealousy and
Yeah.
anger. So they don't want to know that the other person knows that
Yeah.
that person is being attacked. So you think, Mom, it works in the similar way, but the intention is different, the modality is different.
Yeah.
The symptoms will still be same. The black magic symptoms will be more subtle, and that is where the people are more vulnerable, because they don't know what's happening with them.
Yeah.
Most of them think, oh, it's just a negative stroke of luck, or it's just a negative phase, it'll go away. Anything, that's where it gets stronger, because you don't take it seriously.
Mm. Yeah.
So you think also we need to discuss how it is different from the mental disorders, which we sort of
Oh
touched
yeah.
base.
Right. Yeah.
You think, Mom, all the mental disorders are the disorders of the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And the black magic thing, it affects your conscious mind. And because it's affecting your conscious mind, it will affect your emotions, it will affect your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you feel completely normal. You feel completely in control. You know there is nothing wrong with you. But there are these thoughts and emotions which you are not able to control. In mental disorders, you are not yourself. You have lost
Yeah.
yourself because your
Yeah.
subconscious mind has taken over, and all the imbalances and those disorders is what you're acting on, and you really are not aware what's going on. So there is a subtle difference, but still it's very difficult to understand. If you go for the treatments, you will not know. They will just give you the medication based on your symptoms, and symptoms sometimes can be so similar. So many times people think it's schizophrenia. I have had people sitting for sessions, and they will just mention, oh, I have schizophrenia, and Eric will just laugh at them,
Oh.
and he'll tell them, oh, you are not schizophrenic, you are psychic.
Mm.
So many times that has happened.
They're
And
channeling, and auditory hallucinations are sort of a hallmark of
yes,
schizophrenia
schizophrenia.
diagnosis, and
Yeah.
that's clairaudience.
Yeah, but so many times it's their spirit guy, so it's the random spirits around them talking to them because they have the psychic abilities.
Yeah.
And and then there are cases where people do have schizophrenia, but because their mind is so vulnerable, it's so sensitive,
Yeah.
they also develop psychic abilities.
Oh, wow.
And I have
Erik,
seen
when
those.
you were young, I mean, alive, I remember we were in your bathroom and you said you were having these people were your thoughts, people were talking to you. Was that psychic or was it schizophrenia? Was it mental disorder or was it at that time?
He's saying, Mom, it was a mental disorder.
Okay, I figured.
So he's saying there are combinations also, Mom, and that's where it's so difficult to sort of balance and neutralize
Mm.
it, because you are going on having medications, but it's not the mind, so the voices won't stop
Yeah,
because it's coming from outside of you. And many times in schizophrenia, because your mind gets so vulnerable, you actually start hearing the spirits also. That has happened a lot. I have seen a lot of cases where the spirits also start talking, and the mind, the hallucinations are also there. That's where the cases go really wrong, because the medication is actually helping the mind, but the spirits are still talking.
yeah.
So you think the medication is not working and you increase the doses, and that's where everything
Oh,
goes.
yeah, yeah.
That has happened. He's saying, Mom, that happens a lot. And it's
How can
also
you
the belief system.
differentiate? I mean, wouldn't it be the case that the spirit voices are benevolent and saying good things and encouragement versus the
He's saying,
mental
Mom,
illness
it's
thoughts?
it's it's random. He's saying, Mom, it's random. Your mind is open, and you go to places. You go to a theater. You go to a park. You don't know which spirits you will encounter. Some are
Yeah,
positive, some are negative. So
yeah,
you really can't distinguish what the voices are. Sometimes they'll be positive, and sometimes they'll be negative, because you have access to all kinds of spirits. So that's where it gets really really tricky. And the belief system also matters. There are so many who don't believe in spirit communication, and
yeah.
that's where the young children who who go through these imbalances and disorders, I have seen them get stuck, because most of the times it's the psychic connections that they are forging
Yeah.
and their
And they've been
parents don't.
medicated when they shouldn't be.
And their parents don't believe in it, and they are medicated so heavily. And so many times, even if the mind is not imbalanced, it gets imbalanced because of the medications. It's crazy. It's crazy what happens.
So
So you see,
confusing for parents.
very confusing.
Yeah.
So you think, Mom, is it black magic? Is it evil eye? Or is it a mental disorder? Very difficult to say, until and unless you are communicating with a spirit who can actually see what is going on. He's saying only a spirit can see what's going on.
Yeah.
The doctors, the parents, the family, nobody would understand. The person himself or herself wouldn't understand what's happening until a third person who is a spirit can actually see what's going on. And that way he's helped many come out of those medications, come out of those imbalances. And and so many times people are so scared, they don't want to hear anything, they just want the voices to stop.
Oh,
And he has trained them to calm down their mind and bring their energy low and shield their chakras and everything, so that all of those voices stop.
yeah.
So that's happening a lot. He's saying, Mom, this is where your scalar energy work matters so much, because this is where we are able to pinpoint the root cause of why they are suffering.
Yeah.
And then he's saying, there's one more aspect to black magic where karma is concerned. He's saying, Mom, nothing is beyond and above karma. Karma will always, the karmic rules, the karmic balance will always figure in everything which goes on in this world, no
Oh, yeah.
matter how negative it is.
Yeah.
So he's saying, Mom, that's why you'll see that sometimes, even if somebody is practicing black magic on you, you will not be affected, because there is no karma involved. That is one form of protection which is always available. But supposedly, you and me have karma between each other. And if I wish you some harm, because there is karma, and I will have that power to bring that
Oh,
harm because
yeah.
it was in the contract, I will be able to harm you through black magic. But if there is no karma, your guides will definitely protect you because it's not meant to happen.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I've had so many emails from people uh, who are having such trouble with psychic attacks from their relatives, even.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just horrible. And I
Yeah.
guess that's karmic involvement there.
Yes. He's saying, Mom, definitely. Relatives, when you say relatives, the karma comes into the picture.
Yeah.
That's why we have that contract. But Mom, so many times these attacks are unintentional. They don't know they are doing that. Many times, of course, they are intentional also, but at times they are unintentional where they don't want to, they don't know that they are attacking, but it's just that vibe, it's just that jealousy which is so subconscious and you
So it's
don't
not
even
like
know.
I'm going to harm you. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm jealous of
Yeah,
you. I don't want to hurt you, but
that
yeah,
it's still
wow.
still saying, Mom, that energy, that negativity is so strong that it will be directed towards you even if they don't intend it, and it will harm you, and that's what we call is the evil eye. He's saying,
Oh, wow.
uh, it's so much like black magic, right? Black magic is intentional. It's jealousy, it's anger, and then intentionally you're harming someone. This is, there is a subconscious jealousy and anger, whatever is there, and you don't even know the intensity of it, but you're feeling it, and you don't even want to harm the other person, but it becomes so strong that it is directed your way and you still get harmed. And that's what we call evil eye. So,
Yeah.
evil eye and black magic are so much similar in essence.
Why do people have evil eyes, as art and things like that? Is it to ward
Yeah.
off the evil eye or is it some,
See, Mom, it's become more of a trend now. It really doesn't protect you from evil.
because I
The
see
kind of
people have
evil.
necklaces and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But it hardly works, because if you have not set the intention to
You
that
got,
design,
yeah, yeah,
you see, and that's what we call white magic. If there is a symbol which can protect you from negativity, but you have to invoke the energy into it. You have to put the intention that this will protect me, only then it will work. Just buying some symbols and some designs and ornaments and just hanging them, it's not going to
yeah,
protect
of
you.
course not. Okay.
Yeah. So he's saying, now he's writing types of black magic. He's saying there are many types, Mom. It depends on the intention, and it also depends on the person who is practicing these voodoo practices. How much
Yeah.
strength and power they have, how much strong they are, and how much control they have over the entities that they are sending your way. So there is
Are
one
they consciously sending entities or they say a curse on you and entities say, oh, I'll take care of that?
Yeah, it's like you catch hold of the entities, you tell them, please do this for me,
Ooh,
and whatever you want in return, I'll do it for you. And it's like, okay, I want this person destroyed, okay, I want this person to commit suicide, okay, I want this person to come out of this relationship. There are so many layers to it.
ooh,
He's saying, Mom, it totally depends on the intention, but yes, it's like a business arrangement, and but you have control over those entities where you tell them, go and do this, and in return I'll do this for you. That there's always an exchange.
mm,
See, mostly it's because of jealousy, and the intention is, let them lose their job, let them come out of the relationship, and so many times it's about control.
yeah.
Don't let them leave me and go.
Yeah.
Let them listen to me, whatever I say. Let them work as per my wishes. So much of that. There are layers where they manipulate feelings, where you make them love you or be more attached to you and just do what you wish for them to do. And then there are those which will lead to their sicknesses,
Mm,
where they are completely helpless, and there's so much which goes on, Mom. And he's
mm,
saying, Mom, it's a dark world out there. The impressions are dark, the intentions are dark, the energies are dark, and all of these energies, they feed on that negativity of the emotions which are actually within you, in your mind. So it has got so much to do with your mind and emotions,
yeah.
and that is why we say positivity is important. Positive thought, positive word, positive action, because you don't know how it gets manifested outside of you.
I think there was probably a lot of people in like the Middle Ages that were saying, pox on you, and I curse your land, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm wondering, since thought creates reality in terms of physics, if that gets carried on, well, there's no time, so all our lives are at once. And so these people are coming down with acne, because the pox or an illness or and also vows, the same thing. If you do a vow of poverty in the Middle Ages as a nun or a monk, then you come in maybe with abundance problems, or chastity, then you come in not able to conceive a child. Is that the case
Saying,
sometimes?
mom, he's saying, no, mom, just to say the word and for it to happen, you really need to have lot of power inside you,
Yeah.
lot of spiritual energy. And if you have that kind of power and spiritual energy, you will not use it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So when the intention is negative, it is so much that the other spirit entities are doing your bidding.
Okay.
Because if you have that much power and energy, you will definitely be on the good side and you will definitely want good things to happen, or you wouldn't be able to accumulate that much kind of energy and power within.
Okay.
So when you are saying those things, like the witches used to have spells and they used to use spells for good as well as for bad. There were
Right.
good witches and there were bad witches. It really doesn't matter that you are a witch. A witch could be a healer, which could be a seer, a prophet, so many things.
Yeah.
It's how you use it. It's how you use it. So if you use it in a good way, it will only multiply. That energy will multiply and you will have that much power to do more and more good. And similarly, if you're using it in a negative connotation, you will only have that much heavier energies and that much more negative energies coming to you, and your own energy will get on more negative, and that's how you will go down with that negativity.
Oh, so those who practice black magic, it affects them eventually then,
Too
right?
much, too much, too much, because they're communicating with a negative vibe, a
Yeah.
lower energy, a lower entity. And the lower entity, by its very nature, is never going to return something good to you. Any energy which you will receive or give has to have a negative connotation. And it will always influence you. And mom, you'll be surprised that even after knowing this, people still indulge in it,
Mhm.
because the power of the negative emotions within them, the greed, the jealousy, the vengefulness, the anger is so heavy, it's so negative.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
sort of it's correlate with that energy, and it both the energies, they feed each other, and that's how it becomes powerful. So you think, mom, there's lots that you can do with energy. There's lots that you can do with positive energy. There's lots you can do with negative energy. It depends on your intention. But this is how black magic works. These are the layers. And I'm talking about it because it's not widely known in the West, but it is being practiced on a huge scale. People are not still aware about it. And it is going to get more and more prevalent, with all the materialism and consumerism coming
Yeah.
into the picture. And it's important we are aware of it, because since we don't have many who will help you come out of it. There are those who will put that curse on you, but there are very few who will help you come out of it. So
Yeah.
awareness is very important, protection is very important, so that we don't reach that point. And he's saying all of this will also help you. All the protection and healing techniques will help you protect from black magic, from evil eye, from the negative entities around you, from the negative collective energies, and also from the planetary effects which are not so good.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's the whole range of energy. So once you protect your energy, you are protecting yourself from so many different energetic interferences around you. And you think, mom, it has all got to do with your mind.
Yeah.
Everything affects your mind. That energy which
Self
is,
thoughts.
yeah, which
Yeah.
is interfering with your
Perceptions. Yeah.
aura, it's finally going and affecting and influencing your mind, and thereby your thoughts and emotions. So
Okay.
we do energetic protection techniques, but it's at the same time, it's very important we take care of our mental health.
Yeah. How do you do
Because
that?
he's saying, mom, there are so many things which the psychologists and the psychiatrists say, but according to me, there are few go-to techniques which should be done daily, not only for protection but also to maintain that positive outlook towards life, so that you have that strength to go through the difficulties and problems in your life. So he's saying, one, I believe, is, mom, being positive.
Yeah.
being so aware of having positivity in thought, word, and deed. He's
And I
saying,
bet that's where mantras, positive mantras come in, right?
yeah, yeah, the affirmations.
Okay, what about incantations? I guess it could be good ones and bad ones, right?
Yeah, he's saying, Mom, they are powerful ones. The incantations, they are very powerful incantations also, which will keep your mind so strong and so balanced and so much mindful. Nothing is going to affect you. So
So
there
is
are,
it the same as mantras or is there a difference?
yeah. I think mantras are more where the energies and where the words and the syllables are made in a such a way that every word and syllable have that energy, and combine that energy
Oh,
will
wow.
work with you and will invoke a positive energy inside you. Incantations have more intentions also to them.
Okay.
So mantras, like we India is huge on mantras, because Sanskrit comes from
Yeah.
India, and all the chants and mantras. So I have always believed that yes, mantras work, but you should know how to chant it in the right way at the right time
Yeah.
with the right intention. There are mantras where even postures are very important, because if you don't take care of those points, they won't work for you. Also with mantras, it's like you have to chant them over a period of time, because the energy builds very slowly, mom. It's
Yeah.
the words, it's the word, it's the syllable, it's the sound, it's your diction, and then it's your energy while you're uttering that sound. See, so much comes into it.
Probably the frequency. You have to chant it at a certain frequency. My
Yeah.
Lucas, my son Lucas, has a best friend from Japan, and he does regular daily chanting to a certain frequency.
Yeah,
So,
so you're saying, Mom, that's what I said, regular daily chants.
right.
You can't break the energy, because every day that you chant, your energy, your intention, and like I said, the sound, everything that you're creating is building an energy within you. And this energy builds slowly, slowly within you. Now, if you've chanted for 20 days and the 21st day you don't chant, the energy falls down.
Oh, yeah.
Again, yeah, again, it takes very long for that energy to rise back to that same level. But if you're chanting daily, the energy is building slowly, 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 and it actually, overpowers your being, your chakras, and your vibe is so positive. There is
Yeah.
no way any negativity will influence you, and your mind will always be in the positive mode.
That's awesome. So, Eric, give me an assignment. Give me a mantra.
He's saying, Mom, if I were to give you, and if you're talking about chants and mantras in India, like he's always told me, it will be Om.
Okay, Om. Yeah. Oh,
And he's saying,
it
Mom,
feels
the
good.
right, yeah, it has a universal sound, it has a universal appeal, and it's the most simplest. And but again, to chant it in the right way with all the syllables string together, and the way you stretch the syllables is also important. This is what he's taught me, otherwise nobody taught me in India, at least. And so Om has that three syllables, O, Ma. It's like that. And then you have,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So if you're chanting, you have to stretch the syllables, and the last Ma has to be very, you have to stretch it. More you stretch it, more power and energy you're gathering in your body.
I have to practice that
And
one. And it's a
yeah,
certain frequency, the Om frequency.
yes,
So,
yes.
what
And
is
it's
the
very high.
significance of Om? What does it really
It,
mean?
it has it has a when you chant the three syllables together, they say it has a universal sound. It appeals to the entire universal energies. So it
Mm,
becomes very powerful energetically. And when you're chanting it correctly, you are invoking that energy or attracting that energy and building that energy within you. So it sort of gives you power and energy to do advanced spiritual practices. So it's
okay.
always the first mantra in our prayers, in our worship. Om is always chanted first. And any incantation or a bigger mantra, you will always see Om at the beginning and Om at the end.
Yeah, these Arcturian codes that I was apparently given when I was a healer in Atlantis from the Arcturians, they have, a sound like this is Om Mantarash, like that.
Oh,
Some of
wow.
them do sound so like Indian. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is Govetanesh.
Okay.
So, I
Wow.
mean, so these, I guess it's the same thing. They mean something.
But
Right.
many don't understand the right way of chanting Om. So many
Yeah.
think that it's just O and M. It's
Yeah.
actually AUM. So it actually has three syllables to it, three sounds to it, and you have to stretch
Yeah.
the next syllable more than the first one, and the last ma has to be stretched if you want to gather that power and that energy. Of course, you need a guide to help you with that chant, but the right method, the way he's taught me, is like I'll just chant it just once for you to understand. So it starts with the The is important. Many will directly start chanting from Om. So it's like
Um,
so the you're stretching, the O you're stretching, and the ma has to go on. And you will actually feel the sound of that ma reverberating within you and around you.
oh, wow.
That's, yeah, it has to be stressed. And you will actually feel the energy when you're chanting it.
And if you add Tibetan bells or a Tibetan singing bowl, that probably helps too, right?
Yes, yes. It helps
Okay.
with the energy, right? It
Yeah,
helps
right, right.
the surrounding energy to be more balanced, and that's what helps your own energy while chanting it.
Okay.
So I suppose there's so much in our Indian culture, but it has to be done in the right way with the right rules and conditions. Otherwise, it really doesn't work. And to follow all of that, you really need a guide.
Yeah. And
But all
do
of
you
it
do
is,
that? Do you help guide people with that?
yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh, great. So you guys check her out. It's really, and she's got so much to offer. You got anything coming up in the near future?
I am hoping that we'll have a workshop in January in the new
Okay.
year, and maybe we can decide something together. I want to contribute towards the documentary. So I was just hoping if I can conduct a workshop, and in
Okay.
that way, yeah, I would like to do that.
Oh, that's so sweet. Paula would love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
in
It really helps
January.
her with her expenses.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
in
you like the
January.
trailer?
Oh, amazing. It
Oh,
brought tears to my eyes.
oh my God. Well, they have a new one. That was what I gave you as a teaser. I don't know if you've gotten well, maybe I sent it to you, the actual trailer, which is longer.
Oh, it's longer. Okay.
Sounds great. Well, let me know when that happens and we'll plug it.
Yes, I'll just send you an email. Maybe you'll decide some interesting topic which
Okay.
people will be interested in. Maybe we can have a workshop where I can teach all the cleansing and shielding practices, and live, face to face. I think people would love that, and we can contribute to the documentary in some way.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sweetie. Anything else? Are we finished?
We are finished with the black magic part. We'll
Okay.
continue with the white magic in our next level.
Okay. Sounds awesome. Thank you, Renuka. Thank you,
Thank
Eric. I love you both. And I love all you guys out there. Please give a like, thumbs up to this awesome video that she's created for us with Eric and Professor Eric, and hit the subscribe button. All right. See you later, alligators.